right, welcome to Good News Friday. Mike Simon is here. I'm Joey Yarber. Hey, welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for spending some time with us as we seek out good news. As we hear bad things, bad news, there's a lot of information out there, and it's not always good, is it? But we focus in on the positives and some good things that are going on in the communities that we serve. And you know, Mike, one of the things that we hear a lot is if you will, desire to get a grant for a community. How do you do that? What's the process for that? Because let's face it, there's a lot of complex things that you have to fill out sometimes to be able to secure a grant. There's a lot of funding out there. There's a lot of people that want to fund, but they want to see one specific part of that grant request. Give us some data. Let's talk about numbers. Let's talk about what you're going to do to create more numbers with a positive focus. Transformation being many times a focus for a grant that's given, a lot of times capacity building. How are you working from a collaboration perspective? What's your goal to be able to bring in other agencies and share, if you will, data? And so a lot of our clients, a lot of our customers, their networks of agencies using CharityTracker, Oasis Insight, a lot of their partners, oh, there you go. That's how they got the funding for a resource tool such as CharityTracker and Oasis Insight is through a grant. But what they did to request to secure that grant was a desire, and they were able to put in specifically that they were seeking out CharityTracker to accomplish the gathering of data, and we are bringing it, Mike.
Oh, 20 years ago, I remember when I was writing grants, I was taught all you got to have is a good story.
Right? Yeah, sure.
And you had a compelling plan, you know.
Fair enough.
And that your mission statement would align itself with a funder who had the same shared values that you have. Oh boy, is that changing. And now we know that funders, their conversations are changing and they want data. You know, it's just like, show me the data, you know, and I'll show you the money.
It works hand in hand, right?
Boy, it's going to be harder and harder for nonprofits in the future, Joey, to get grants.
Yeah.
Because the funders, they're going to want to know, you show me the data. But it's not just the data of how many people are standing in line.
No, right.
It'll be data that measures outcomes and impact, which measures how many people are not standing in the line because they now are on a pathway to a successful living. And you got to have tools to measure that. You can't use an Excel spreadsheet or an Access database.
Yeah.
Or even a CRM. You can't do that with all. You've got to have something that's really, really dedicated to that. And unfortunately, over the years, Joey, we have developed, and here's the point of development: we have co-created. That's what we've done. We don't create anything in a vacuum. We create according to what the needs are. So we listen, and then we learn, and then we go and we develop, and then when we develop, what we have been told is what the user needs, then we deploy it, and it's successful, and they get the data that they need to not only to better serve people and give them greater access to the knowledge and information, the resources from across their whole community as well, but they get the data that a nonprofit would need for their sustainability to cover the cost of what it is to run nonprofits. And you know, not everybody who works for a nonprofit is going to want to volunteer. There's some people that, you know, you need in leadership that know what they're doing in different disciplines like financial and accounting and leadership and board development and developing strategic plans. And those are usually what we call professionals who need that. So you got to pay for them. But fortunately, those people that are in those positions, they have great passion for helping others, and they want to do their part to help us way. So all we're doing is we provide them with capacity building tools that help enhance the sustainability and advancement of mission of the organization itself, but at the same time, enable them to reduce their duplication, save money, and at the same time, help more people. That's
Yeah.
what our tool does. We're proud of that. We're thankful for that.
Yes, sir. A return on the investment. I think so many people, we hear this all the time. We want to see, Mike, anytime that I invest in anything, the question that I always have is, what's my return? That's a fair question to ask. And I think a lot of people nowadays, the mindset that we're looking for, are looking for verification, and they're looking for that accountability, and they are looking for that return on the money that they're investing, specifically looking for transformation. Let's get people out of the line. Why are they in the line again? We need to really focus in on solving some of those challenges, working from a referral type perspective many times. Let's get this person to an agency that can help them get job training. Let's get them to an agency that can help them with their healthcare needs, because we're a food focused agency. We're giving away food. What they really need is help with their diabetes medication. And what we're seeing right now, and this is a good part about this, is that there are people that are diving in as to how do we solve those challenges from within their community. They're all about it. They're like, hey, let me give you some money to help win this cause. There's a lot of people with a lot of money in our communities, but they want to see a return on their investment and a positive type focus. CharityTracker, with the collection of data, is able to give you that type of information. So some really positive things, Mike. Hope is alive with the capability of focusing in on the collection of data and information. So many people out there going through difficult and challenging times right now. And so for those of you that are seeking out the funding of a CharityTracker network, there's funders out there. Make the case. We'll help you do that. We'll share with you some stories that we have of people that have done exactly what you're doing as you're seeking out the funding to bring in CharityTracker. Many times, the funding piece, if you will, is the part that keeps people from moving forward. We don't want that to happen. We know there are a lot of people out there, but they need some help with the verification. The question that we have so many times is what's our next step? Well, how do we make this really successful? All right, so we have a subscription to CharityTracker. How can we really maximize this, optimize, if you will, the capabilities? Because we believe in it. We believe in it so much, we invested our money in it. But what's our next steps? How do we make this successful in our community? And you have 8 steps of which we can impart to people. And Mike, really invaluable information. I don't know that you can put a price tag on how that you effectively bring something like CharityTracker into a community and collaborate and start working with others. The roadmap is being put together as to what we've learned over these last few years. And we're just taking that information. We feel it a responsibility to impart that back to those of you that are out there that are looking for it. And very excited about that. CollectiveCommunityImpact.com. We'll have all that information up there on our website. For Mike Simon, from all of us here at Simon Solutions, thank you so much for the honor of serving you and honor of working with you in your community. May God bless you all. Have a great weekend, everybody.